Oh, and if you want to tweet this out too, that might help. How's it going, guys? I am here with Carrie Swidecki, the world record holder for 138 hours streaming a marathon, and she broke a couple other of her own records. We're gonna try. Doing great. Oh man, we're gonna try and get some of these giveaways out of the way. I'm trying to make sure everything's working here before we get too far ahead of ourselves. And how you feeling, Carrie? How's everything going? Awesome. What all does that entail? Is that more dancing to the same songs that you've been listening to?
For the following week.
Oh, well, hopefully that all works out, and you know, you place. I mean, hopefully they understand that you've been dancing for 138 hours, which is pretty crazy.
I'd love to go back to Paris next year and have a chance to compete at the world stage. So
that'd be awesome. I couldn't imagine being up on that stage. What if the final song though was like Tetris or Christmas Tree?
No, that wouldn't be fun. Like everybody asked me during the world records up there, what is your least favorite song? And I was like, Christmas Tree and Tetris. We need to retire and not put on any more Just Dance games.
just put them out of their misery.
Put out of misery. So, do we have any questions from our viewers today? I mean, it's been less than 24 hours since It's been less than 12 hours, it almost feels like. Oof. Since we just did 138 hours. It's kind of exciting. Since I was a kid, I've always wanted to live in a gaming store, and at 38 years old, I just spent 6 days living in a gaming store, and they gave me my own room with all the computer games around it that people rent, and I had a little tent cot with my pillow and leopard blanket and a heating pad, and I had my little duffel bags of clothes to change into, and I actually crashed in there for 6 days, so I'm kind of missing it. Really fun times.
That would be kind of like one of those kid dreams, like live in a game store, play all the games you want, no one bothering you. Yours is a little different though. There was people bothering you to get you awake.
Yeah, but it came to a point where I've earned my sleep time with Guinness World Records, but that time that I earned to sleep, break time, has to be divided with using to malfunctions. It has to be with the Xboxes, changing SD cards for documentation. So that time is shared with other things, so you don't necessarily earn all that time to sleep. And so when I got it and I needed it, I would use it, but I was hoarding my sleep time when I had to.
So that was a lot of the questions too during the stream is do you dance the whole time, or is there periods where you get to take a break? And how does that all work out?
For every hour that I dance completely, and if I go 1 minute below an hour, which I did because I had to go to the restroom so bad I couldn't even hold it for a minute. I didn't want to give any special effects, let's say, on our stream here. But for every hour I complete, I earn a 10-minute break to use the way I want. I can accumulate it, I can use part of it and accumulate the rest, or I can use it all up at once. But remember, you need to save that stuff. And so I like to save it. The first 24 hours, I was going 8 hours before I had to use the restroom holding it, but I knew I couldn't maintain that kind of time, past 24 hours. I was trying to do the most I could with thinking as much potential break time for the bitter end when I really needed to use it. So yes, that's how we use it. You accumulate break time to use how you want to. And I'm very, like I said, I hoard it for when I need it. Out of the 138 hours, I only slept 13 hours. That's all I slept.
I probably slept like 13 hours in 2 days. So I couldn't imagine spreading it out among that huge amount of time.
Yep, I just slept 13 hours, and you have to imagine some of it was for 20 minutes, maybe some of it was for an hour, but nothing more than an hour. That's all I could get.
So, what would you consider the hardest part of it? If you had to break it down into sections, if it was like the first half, the second half, like what do you consider? Because I would assume during the first half you'd be thinking to yourself like, man, I haven't hit that halfway mark yet. I've still got to make it to this hour. Like, and then at the end, you know, just having the stamina, the will to keep going, to beat that record, and just not say, I'm done. I got to sleep. Like, what would you say would be the hardest part?
The hardest part was getting up every day, especially after the third day. I was pretty tired. I was ready to go and take a good sleep. That's what I wanted to do. But I couldn't get that. I had to get up, and it really took my team. You know, you're only as strong as your team. And I always say that. I have a great team. When I train all my volunteers, I say this is a goal, and at points I'm going to say I just want to stop, but it's your job to make sure that I keep going, and everybody's in the loop with me. And I always say this is the strategy. When a new team comes on, we have to stick to the strategy. And so they did. And so when I remember the last 2 days they came in there, my feet were very sore. That's actually why I couldn't make 140 hours. Not my back, not that I didn't have more stamina. My body was fine. My body wanted to keep going. My feet gave out on me, and they were literally just hurting. We'll get into that in a second. So when I was laying there last 2 nights, I slept for an hour, and they came in there to get me up, and I said, guys, call the media, tell them I'm done. I want to sleep. And they go, I don't think so. They go, we'd like to go home and sleep too, but today's your dream, and we're going to make sure you finish it. And they all shook me out of bed, and they woke me, like 5 of them. They're all like, get dancing. And I was like, oh my God. And that was the hardest point, was getting up in the morning when you finally can get some sleep. When you go 4 days without sleep, at that point, you know, it's unnatural what you're doing. So you're fighting your body's will to rest. So the last 2 days, my team had to drag me up and wake me up and make me get going. And that's how we made it through it. Otherwise, the world record attempt would have ended much earlier. Now I started having feet problem at the 82nd hour. And I took so from 82nd to the 84th hour was in the evening, and I danced. And then at the 84th hour, you can see in the video, you can see my facial expression. I barely made it. I completed that hour so I can get a 10-minute break. And I was like, I looked at them and I said, well, I have to stop. My feet are gone. I don't know what to do. And so I went to sleep for 2 hours at that point. I decided to use 2 hours rather than 1 hour to try to give my feet some time to recuperate. And when I woke up in the morning at the 86th hour, you can see in the video footage, we had people that were commenting Twitch. They said, she doesn't look so good. She looks really, really tired. And I was moving slowly that morning, and they're all, find your pacing, people were commenting. Now, I didn't know if I was going to be able to jumpstart myself that morning. And I said, someone run and get me some coffee from McDonald's. It's right next door. And I had some, I'm a runner, so I have caffeine shots from Goo Company that I like to use. I said, go get me some of those caffeine shots that I have over there. I go, I normally don't use that stuff, but I knew I bought some just in case. And I got the chocolate ravish flavor. And I go, give me that coffee. I went, 3 of them in the coffee. I said, we have to go. And after I got that in me, we were able to jump start from that 86 hour that I was having a hard time with. So yeah, it was the feet that held me up, and being sleep deprived the last 2 days as well, the combination. It came to the point, one of my volunteers, and
oh, got some complication going on here with Skype, guys. Give me just a minute to find out what happened. Give me just a second here. I'm going to try calling her back. I think we lost her here. Give me just a minute. We will get Carrie Swadecki back up on here. Story of our lives here. Oh, okay. While we're trying to get her back up on Skype, guys, feel free. We're still taking donations for Extra Life for Kids. The link is still right below. It'll come up. It'll pop right over here on this little box here, letting us know. And it'll also get you entered in. When you click on there to donate in the comment box, please do us a favor, put your Twitch name in there. This way we can contact you. There's a lot of people that donated, a lot, and it's beyond epic at this point. Come on, Skype is being goofy. And Skype and GG, right? But there's a lot of people that donated and they didn't leave their Twitch names, and we can't associate their real name with the Twitch account to get message across, and we also don't have like emails to reply to, so it's really hard to get in contact with you if we don't know who you are. So hopefully everybody's been putting their Twitch names down there. I went through there, I pulled a pretty good list of them. Out of all the donators, though, I think my list is about... Let's see what's going on over here. Why is this not working? Why are you doing this, machine? I'm not sure if something dropped on their end. Let me try and get this pulled up here. Ooh. Shit. Shoot. Excuse me. I don't think she lost internet. Trying to take care of some technical difficulties we got going here. We'll get this up and going here soon enough. Just bear with us here. Talking with Carrie Sudecki, the Guinness Book World Records holder right now, who took over, who beat the past record of 135 hours, and now has it sitting at 138 hours. What did I do? I didn't do nothing, Mango. What a brain. How's it going, Ping Pong? Finding out what's going on here. I got her on my phone. Everything looks like it's fine on my end, so I'm not the biggest fan of Skype. If we can't get this up and going, we might just have to do this over the phone. Unfortunately, I'd much rather have Carrie up on the screen. This way you can see her, see the expressions, and be able to have that experience, you know, to actually get into the mic. Because she couldn't do too much talking when she was doing the... Oh, I think we're good.
Are you there?
I am here. Are you there?
Yeah.
All right.
We need to get back on it. Disconnected.
There we go.
I hung up on us, Byron.
I didn't do it. Don't yell at me, Marissa.
I'm never gonna get used to people doing that all the time.
Stop yelling at me. Try to fix this here.
Minimize it. Yeah.
Minimize it here.
Yeah.
Just like...
There we go. Got that fixed.
Yeah, and even when it was coming through on Twitch, it was coming slowly before it went out.
Yeah, so like the Twitch has like a 20 to 30-second delay.
Oh, okay, then that's what it was.
So if you're like, you'll see you're doing something on here, and then all of a sudden, 30 seconds later, you'll actually see it on the stream.
Okay.
So, how is she still awake? Because she's a beast.
I want to go back to my little tent cot.
Not all of us have that luxury. I had to just climb back in my bed. My big, comfortable California king-size bed.
I passed out in a coma, so we just quit.
I would.
Well, I gotta start. Oh, look up Just Dance World Cup. We'll go to their website. Let's see when that starts. Because that's why I said I'm gonna. Well, we'll just start again. I'll tell them like that's what I'm getting ready for. And I think it's tomorrow's a qualification. I am gonna do it, but.
So what does it take to qualify? You just do a video. You just play the game.
Well, they changed it this year. Last year, I made it through making a really fun Just Dance TV video. Mm-hmm. I didn't make it through. There was 3 ways to qualify last year, and that's how I qualified. But this year they're doing it purely high scores. So you're competing online on a Just Dance World Cup dance floor on their game, and then they'll tally up the high scores.
I don't even know where I would go with it. Like I give it a shot, but I don't think I could hold a candle to people like you that just beast mode this game.
November 1st.
No, the qualifying rounds.
So like I said, guys, while they're getting information on that, we're still taking donations for Extra Life for Kids. We're still putting people in for the giveaways. We're going to do the drawings here tonight, try and get this done and out of the way. And let Carrie get back to getting some more rest and relaxation, because after 138 hours, I would, yeah, it wouldn't have lasted that long. I'll put it first off. I wouldn't have made 138 hours. And for the people that came into the stream are like, oh, that's easy. I would love to see you do that in a safe manner without, you know, needing medical assistance. And that's where a lot of people too kept coming to the stream. They're like, how is she doing this? You know, this isn't healthy.
But I train.
So you've been training since?
I've been training nonstop since December 2010.
Wow.
Because I started training for my first world record, so I've been training nonstop training mode since December 10th, but I've been extra gaming since 2000 for 15 years. So it's kind of been, you know, but you know, back in arcade days, you hung out 12 hours a day at the arcade. You did those stream hours, so it was for me an easy transition into training mode. I was already doing it.
What all was your regimen? Like, what all did you do to train for this? What were like some of the key things that you think that might have helped you along with this?
Are we live on Twitch?
Yes.
Okay. For me, training for this one, I worked out 35, 55 hours a week. And I went Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday to the arcade to play Dance Dance Revolution X2, one of my favorites, for 4 hours at a time. And before that, I would go to my personal trainer 3 days a week before that, and I work out with him for an hour and a half. I do 1,000 to 1,500 speed jump ropes. I do core, planks, all kinds of things that you can think of for my stomach to try to tone up my back and my stomach muscles, because the last couple of world records attempts, my back always went out on me. I was trying to prevent that. And we did a lot of strength training for an hour and a half. And then I went and played DDR for 4 more hours. And then usually I'm pretty amped up after I work out. So then there's a super Walmart that's open 24 hours near my house. So I'd go to the super Walmart and I'd power walk for an hour to 2 hours after that to cool down. And then I go to sleep and I get up in the morning to go be a second grade teacher, which I make my living. And I run 3 Just Dance programs at my school site. And I work out with the kids at school too. So I'm going to work out while I'm at school for a couple hours doing those different programs. And then I come home, make dinner, and my day goes again with my personal trainer, DDR, and going to the Walmart to power walk. And and then on the weekends, I like to change it up a little bit. Well, Thursday night, I like to go running. I'm a part of a run group, so I go running for an hour or 2 hours with my run group. We like to do a couple hours, run like a half marathon. Sometimes I'll just run 5K, 3 miles, or sometimes I'll run 13 miles, just depending on what I want to do on a Thursday night. And then
make it sound so casual. I'm just gonna go run for 13 miles.
And then Friday is my day off, be normal, I like to say. And then Saturday and Sunday, I get lots and lots and lots of hours of just dancing. And we're not even, I'm pretty sure if I've done 138, you can only imagine what a typical weekend is like for me. And so with just dancing hours. And then I usually go on Fridays, because it's my day off, I go to either my acupuncturist or my massage therapist, and they give me, I like to say, a pre-recovery before I do anything to myself. And then Sunday, because I'm getting so many hours and 24, 48, whatever I want to get in on Just Dance on the weekend, that Sunday evening, they let me go in at 9 o'clock at night, my massage therapist, and she'll rub me out and stuff. She lets me have a late session on Sundays, so she's really cool.
Pretty crazy. So if anybody's curious on what you need to do or how to prepare for an event like this or a goal like this, like right there you go. There's the gist of it. It sounds easier than it is. 13 miles.
It's a very disciplined, and it seems like I've been setting world records since 2011, And I started training for them in December 10 because I wanted to bring awareness to using XR gaming in the schools of childhood obesity. I just had started using it. Kids were having such a great time. And I thought that if I could educate educators and parents about my success story of losing 75 pounds and going down 10 sizes and show them that it can give you incredible strength, then they'd be more open to using it in the schools. And so that's really where it all began. And every year I have to increase my training amount. I didn't begin with that much back in 2011, or else I would have said 138 hours back then. But after one world record is done, I already know how much I'm going to do the next summer, that I have to increase my training time and what I do to master that time, or else it's not going to work what I was using before. And I knew that once the 76-hour was done, I talked to my team the next day, even though I'm like this late in my bed, and I said, they're like, your back is all tore up. I said, yes, it is, but it'll be okay by next summer, so we're going to do another one next summer. And I said, and I told them that it's a commitment that I have to make, that it's not going to be, I have to make a lot of personal sacrifices this last year to train for it. I took a lot of things out that I typically do for fun, maybe going to the movies or going to a party with a friend. I had to take those kind of commitments out because it's almost like someone training for the Olympics. You got one chance to do it, so you have to train correctly for it. I don't have Olympics for Just Dance. All I have is Guinness World Records, and this was my one chance to do that. So I had to do it.
Right there, you heard it. That's extreme. I mean, you got to think too. She's doing all these exercises. She's putting all this time into it. She's playing the game. She's beating herself up, and she's a second grade school teacher. Now, I don't know if anybody here has dealt with second graders. I have my own kids. I could not imagine doing all that, and then let's throw some kids in there as well.
Yeah, so it's a lot of commitment and stuff, but I enjoy it, and I run all these programs, and the kids love it, and I have all my certificates hanging in my second grade classroom, and my principal even put a trophy case in the front of the school when you walk in the office, and has all the news articles I've ever been in, and the duplicate certificates up there as well, and all the Guinness World Records books for all the parents to see. You know, it's really nice to make that kind of impact on your community, to inspire people. So it's enjoyable. I have to do it.
It's very inspiring. Just watching you play there, it made me want to get up and go outside. And like, all right, I'm just gonna go run around the block a couple times. Just something like to keep that energy going, because just sitting there watching, and just you were having fun, and you could see like some of the low points, but then you could see those other points where you were just like, all right, man, we're past the 100-hour mark, and you're just killing it, just getting on it like crazy. What were some of the things that kept you going during the stream? Like, what were some of the key things that just gave you that boost?
Oh gosh, there's so many things. I mean, this was my first time ever using Twitch. I used it a few times as test runs, but really using Twitch, being a part of the Twitch community, which I was scared of, I'll be honest, because I've never been a part of the Twitch community. And I love it. You guys kept me going. We had one person that was assigned to read me everything on social media, from Twitter to Instagram comments to Facebook, but I have one person that was just in charge of Twitch. And everyone was reading. I mean, I couldn't respond to them all, but people were reading me all the comments, and it was very motivational. I was all like, no, you got to keep going. And then they were sending me private messages. You can't let Call of Duty have it. Take them down. You know, and it was just, you know, that energy. I can't explain it. And I was like, it was neat. It was really cool, and you kept me going. And then on top of that, what motivated me was all my friends coming. I don't know if you could see from the background from the live stream. I know we had to have the black curtain because of the sensor would get distracted with all the people walking, so that's why we had a black curtain right there. But everybody coming down in groups and cheering me on and being a part of it. And sometimes they dressed up like a gorilla or whatever they wanted to dress up as, but they just wanted to be a part of that moment and keep me going. And that was my local running group. That's like 600 people in it. They came down and be a part of it. The Bakersfield Extra Life Guild was a part of it. The CSUB Campus Gamers Club came down. All the parents and teachers and the students from my school that I teach at came down to be a part of it. And you see that kind of support. People are giving up their personal time I post I'm hungry, and people would run down with bags of food from me from wherever. They'd bring me soup. I had stomach issues after the second day. My stomach gave out. So it didn't give out, but the food that I had trained with for a year all of a sudden didn't work the second day. And so I was having stomach issues, and I couldn't eat anything that I had trained with. So you have to go into the next mode, what will work, because I was burning 300 calories an hour. So we told people I was having stomach issues, and then all my food that I had there wasn't going to be efficient. So people were bringing down chicken noodle soup. Subway, instead of making sandwiches, they donated a majority of my food, changed it to chicken noodle soup and stuff. And they were we were picking it up daily. They're all, come get it, get what she needs so she can keep going. And those kind of things, when you see those 150 volunteers, 5 non-profit organizations here in Bakersfield, where I live, being a part of it, local businesses like Autos, Video Games, and more, who he let us take over for 6 days in his gaming store. Let me make a bed in his gaming room with my tent. I mean, how many gaming store owners do you know that will do that, right? And not very many, and doesn't charge. He donated that space. And then 21 sponsors donating products, 150 volunteers. I mean, you have to do it. When it comes down to the end, when you see that kind of love and support, you'll do what you have to take to make them the number at the end. And then this is really not a world record for me. My world records are community world records, because they bring the community together. And today we brought the Twitch community a part of it. They got to be part of one of my world records, and I really enjoyed that. And I consider you part of my family of world records. So, and now I got to bring Extra Life into one of my world records temps, which I've been wanting to work with them for 2 years. So this was really enjoyable.
Well, it sounds like everybody had a blast all around.
Yeah, so you asked, I mean, what gets me going is when you see that kind of support, it's pretty incredible. You have to do it.
It's that motivation that kept you going, I'm sure. That's what we saw too. Like, well, let me back up a little bit. So, when did you get time to eat? Now, I saw a few times, like in between songs and stuff. But like, is that like you're like trying to cram the food down? Like, what would you give a tip for somebody if they were trying to do something similar to this? Like, how would they go in and get the meal time in there?
Okay, let me Guinness World Records. You earn your break time, and the break time is how you choose to use it, as we talked about before the connection went out. So let me, because some people are just viewing it now, I'm going to give a whole overlay of the rules. For every hour you complete, you earn a 10-minute break. Now, if you in a minute before that hour, you lose your 10 minutes. So you want to push yourself to complete an hour, even if you have to use the restroom. You earn a 10-minute break, and you can use that break up all at once. You can use part of it and accumulate the rest, or you can accumulate all of it for a larger break time to use at somewhere else that you want. Then you have 20 seconds after the song is done calculating its score to begin another song. And what you do in between those 20 seconds, you can do whatever. You can eat really quick if you want to. You can take a drink of water, but it cannot interfere with the gameplay. So I had it on non-stop shuffle mode, because then I don't have to use the remote control, and it keeps the pacing very clean, like as if you were a runner. It keeps your pacing nice and clean, I like to say, because you're only got 5 seconds, and I'm a runner, as you know, on the side. And so I had 5 seconds basically to eat something or drink something before I had to start dancing again. That's what those in between. But normally it would be 20 seconds. It's just that Just Dance 2015 is only 5 seconds in between. And then if your break time you accumulate, you have to use it up within the world record time. So if I ended my world record and had 2 hours of break time afterwards, I threw it all away. It does not get added onto your total time. That's why at the end I had an hour and 60 minutes accumulated. I used an hour of it at hour 132 to 133, and then I used another 60 minutes, another hour towards the end. Otherwise, if I didn't use it, that'd be a waste. I just threw it away. So I started using it up there. That was there as a buffer that I was saving to use my secret weapon. And then after you come off a break, you have to dance for a whole another hour to lock in your time. Otherwise, it reverts back to the time before you took the break. So someone takes let's say someone at 135 hours, before I even break the world record, I decide to take a break, and I only dance for 5 minutes because my feet are dying. Well, it revert back to 135 instead of 136.5, and then I wouldn't have set the world record. So you must go an hour beyond it. Usually I go an hour and 15 minutes just to be safe. I'm very particular. very hardcore on. I always do a buffer, even for restrooms. I don't do just an hour. I do an hour and 5 minutes.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, you don't want to, even the slightest little miscalculation could just throw everything off.
I like to be safe.
Yeah.
And then I like to be safe. And then with evidence, on top of this live stream being part of my evidence package, the Guinness World Records, which they were following the live stream, I had to have 3 video cameras that were documenting it the whole time. I had to have a still photography camera taking 1-minute photos every minute on top of that. Then I had to have a media log, and the media had to be present, which we had Telemundo come out, which was wonderful. We had Channel 23, and then all my networks here in Bakersfield, there's 3 of them, did pre-interviews, and next week I'm going to do follow-up interviews with them. And they came all out for it. And then we have to have, you have to have 2 witnesses and a timer watching you for a 4-hour period. Then they must be off for 4 hours, and if they want to come back they can, or they don't have to, but they can only be on for 4, and they must be off before 4 before coming back. So there must be those 3 people watching you and a steward who is managing you, and they can be on shift for 12 hours if they want to, but my steward shifts were only up to 8 hours. So they would manage you. So you have 4 people watching you at all time, and they are also completing paperwork that is documenting you at the same time as well, besides all the cameras and everything. So, and then a master schedule that shows all this. So, and you also have a public login book, which we had there, and the public has to sign in as they're coming to show proof that you set this world record in a public setting. You cannot set a world record in your house. You can't be in your basement. You have to do it in a public location that the public has access to prove it was done.
So it sounds like they got some pretty stringent rules, huh?
Yeah, they're about 10 pages long. And I have them memorized.
So on top of doing the 138 hours, you got to coordinate all these people, different shifts, get the volunteers, make sure there's food and water. I mean, this is like a small army for Carrie to make all this happen for her. So I mean, I don't even know. I got a couple friends I could call up, but yeah, not a small army like that.
150 friends, I'd like to say. They're all my friends that came out. 150 friends, and I'm really grateful to have that kind of support system and to have the community donate so many products for it that I needed to make it happen as well. And my stewards probably haven't got a lot of sleep like me. They were going home crashing for 3 hours, coming back, and a lot of them stayed beyond their 8 hours. They stayed just because they wanted to help out, because they could see that there were so many people coming. We didn't anticipate the public coming down as much as they did, and the place was filling up. It's just a local gaming store, but it was filling up, so the store stayed to kind of help out with it if they weren't managing, the volunteers and me to help out with managing in the store. So, and then they would go home and crash for 3 hours or on my tent cot, and then they would come back again. So it was really quite a system going on.
I see we got some comments here in the chat.
Sure.
I think Space Ghost, I think he might have been part of Campus Gamers, the way it kind of sounds.
Yes, that's Ed Webb, so I'm going to use your name, and he is wonderful. His team, he's president of the Bakersfield Extra Life Guild and CSUB Campus Gamers. I think we're ranked number 4 out of all the Extra Life teams with the highest donations, and also with the largest amount of registrations in North America. We have a pretty big team here, and they put on a great event. They have raised in the last 3 years since they've been up and going with their Extra Life event over $60,000.
Wow.
So huge, and I'm just very lucky that they allow me to be a part of their Extra Life events. I literally do a 12-hour marathon for them when I go, but they were a huge part of this world record because they donated tabletop games for the volunteers or for the public that wanted to watch, to have something to do as they were watching me, so they could play some games. And they also brought people down, the gamers dressed up, and that helped me out because, you know, I need entertainment too. I need motivation. When I talked about that motivation, and they came down dressed up as Mario, Donkey Kong, and all kinds of things, and they were just being crazy. They brought Taco Bell taco, you know, we're all having a good time. And but that's what I'm talking about, that support system. When you see people or organizations giving you that much love and attention. And they were also monitoring the live streams for us. So every time it went down, they would contact us or Byron to help out and everything. They're being very helpful in that. How can you not push yourself to get to where you need to be, even if you don't your feet are tired. You have to do it when you see that much love.
Speaking of people in the background, early on in the stream, when you were first starting, I think it was like probably like hour 5 or 6 or so. I remember I screenshot too. I actually have the screenshot. I'll have to post these later for you. There was like just this little girl in the background, and she was following along with the dance. And I was just thinking to myself, like, you know, this could be a future Carrie Swadecki here. This could be like, you know, a challenge to the record. And it was just so awesome just to see, like, just the kids coming in, the families flowing through, and all the crazy characters. You know, the gorilla. I mean, there was in the chat blew up every time Gorilla or Mario rolled out there. Even when SN3S2 came out there, and I can't think of his real name, but he's in the chat right now. When he rolled up out there, he was dancing, and they were just such characters. And I mean, just me on this side, I was motivated watching all these guys having such a great time. And I remember a few times I saw you like peeking around the corner and you were looking, and I mean, that must have just gave you that burst of energy just to see all that going on.
Oh yeah, definitely, you know, and then to see everybody almost take ownership of it too, because some people were getting too close to the cameras. It got really packed in autos. We didn't anticipate this many people that were running out of room, and then people are almost knocking over the cameras. So the guys from Campus Gamers made a barricade to block it. And they're all, nothing's going to happen to these cameras, and then they're dancing by them. It was really fantastic to see that, and it was an energy booster for that. And today, the Bakersfield Extra Life Guild, Ed and his wife, the president, they brought me lunch today. I'm staying at my friend Marissa's house and her husband Alex. They were one of my stewards and timers just because he's a paramedic during the day, so he can watch me just in case anything happens, but nothing ever has. And they brought over lunch today for us today too, because they knew that we were all pretty tired from the event. So that was really, that's my community. That's why I love them, you know.
That's so awesome. It's more than just a community. It's pretty much a family at that point.
Well, yeah, no, everybody who's ever helped me, I consider them family, and I would give back just as much to them if they needed it.
That's awesome. I saw somebody peeking in the back there. I'm not sure who it was. Totally lost my thought here. Yeah, so back to the screenshots. I got screenshots of them doing Tetris. Like, they were actually back there, like, doing the actual dances and, like, spinning with the leg around. And there you go. Space Ghost is dropping all the names out there.
Oh, yeah. These guys came in and really helped out a lot. And then, like I said, that my whole nutrition system that I had got donated or bought myself for the event turned out to not work out after the second day. So I was out of food myself for me to eat. And a lot of these guys were running that, who Space Ghost has named for running and taking turns besides other people from different organizations to run and bring me food that I could eat.
That's so awesome. It makes me happy. It makes me glad to know that there's people out there. You know, that's like that refreshes your faith in humanity when people just come out and they volunteer and they do all this stuff with their free will. Carrie wasn't like, "Hey, go get me food." They were just like, "Hey, Carrie, you hungry? You want this? Do you need this?" And they were just helping her out so she could focus on the goal.
Yeah, really huge. I don't know how I got so lucky, but I did. So, so that's all I got to say. Or, I mean, I don't know many people. I mean, we had to have someone to manage it. The stewards have a huge responsibility. And like my friend Marissa and Alex, without second thought, they stayed there. They're tired, but they did it. And they stay there 12 hours a day running it and making sure the stream goes and everything was perfect and that everybody was on time, the volunteers. Because we have to, you know, the Guinness World Records are, if you're not there right when your shift starts, 5 minutes late, the attempt can be disqualified just for a volunteer being late and not being there to properly document. So we required everyone to be there 30 minutes earlier than their time so that we would have a gap to grab somebody if we needed to. And that's a huge organization thing to do that and make sure that they are documenting everything down on top of that. So, and then they're taking care of the cameras, getting me food when I need it, getting me water when I need it, making sure the stream is still going on top of that. And then the Xbox, we tested the limits of the Xbox. The Xbox went for 70 or 71 hours before it went out the first time, which is incredible. And then the second Xbox went just as long. It went for another 70 hours without giving out either. So I don't know what we did. Maybe we blessed those Xboxes this time, because last year during the world record attempt, they went out every 14 hours. They went out every 14 hours. They were overheating, and this time it was like someone up above was watching us from Microsoft or something, and they went out every set. We only had to make it go to our backup Xbox once, and we had 4 backup Xboxes ready. So we would use the original one, went 70 hours, and then the second one took us to the 138th hour, which is incredible.
Even testing the limits of the computers as well.
Oh yeah, and that was one of my concerns too, because this is my first time doing Twitch and live streaming. I was really concerned about the computers overheating, so it's really crazy. But yeah, some people put down, I'm noticing that they're surprised I'm awake. You know, I typically only get 4 hours of sleep every night, because I have such a busy schedule being a second grade teacher and training like a professional athlete. I train like a professional athlete full time once I'm off from work, that I can't, there's not enough for me to get more than 4 hours of sleep a night. And pretty much I train my body to live off very little. So when I walked into this world record, narrowing that down to even less at the beginning was okay. But then at the end, like I said, it took like 5 people to get me out of my little tent cot and bring me over there and just dance again.
That's right. Yep, swapping out the cards, the cameras. There was a few questions in here too before some of these trolls rolled in here. Let's see here. What did you think of the dancers, both costume and regular clothed?
Oh, the ones that were dancing?
Yes.
I loved it. I loved it. That was like, it got me all amped up too, especially the gorilla.
What?
With his "I Love Just Dance" shirt on. I mean, it was just, and he kept coming over the side. I go, "Oh, no, you can't go to the main part. That's interference. But stay right there. You can dance with me." So he's like dancing with me, these signs. Then little kids were making signs in the back on the tables and bringing them up to me that says "World Record Attempt," you know, or "We love Carrie Swidecki," because we had poster sign stuff out, and the kids were making little signs and everything. It was cute, and so. And I loved it. Ubisoft donated a whole bunch of "I Love Just Dance" shirts and Just Dance 2015 glasses. So we were handing them out to people, and the kids loved it. That's when you saw the one time you're watching little kids in the background dancing. Yeah, so.
It's so awesome. Yeah, I know there's, like I said, there was a lot of hype, especially when the gorilla got out there. The stream just, or the chat in the stream just blew up. Just people just saying like gorilla hype all over it. Got another question here. What are your thoughts? What were your thoughts when Scott dropped the big donation? So that would be the Five Nights at Freddy game developer.
Well, for me, you know, I've never considered myself a mainstream gamer. So when I see someone in the gaming community so big as him supporting what I do, it's an honor. It's an honor to have his respect. So I appreciate it, and it's huge. That's huge on me, because like I said, I don't consider myself a mainstream gamer because I work full time. But when I see someone in the gaming community like that dropping something like that for what I do, I'm blown away myself. I'm not blown away. It's like it's an honor to have him want to donate to my live stream. So. And then Ubisoft came in there, I think the last 48 hours or last 24 hours. I'm not sure when they joined in.
It's about the last 24, yeah. Yeah,
the last 24 hours, all of a sudden Ubisoft, we got their attention too. So that was pretty incredible as well. That was neat. That for me, that was like, ooh. That was exciting for me. So I'm like.
Well, that was kind of like with Astro Games too. It was, you know, I was kind of talking to them on the background, and they were like, you know, we don't know if we want to donate. And then they realized that it was legit and that you were really going for this world record. And it was, I mean, that it was just serious. And they're like, you know what? Hey, here we go. Top donator is going to get a pair of A50s, and then we're going to be doing a random giveaway to one of the donators for a pair of Astro A40s with the Mix Amp Pro. So pretty much the same headset you see with me here, and then Mix Amp that I can't really pull up because it's all wired in, but very great stuff. A lot of donations. Elgato, they donated a capture card. So I mean,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's incredible because I've never worked with these companies before, and I don't live stream. So for me to see them want to get involved in it, it's exciting for me too. So I'm like, I'm just as excited.
Exactly. And like I said, this was your first time really doing anything big on Twitch, whereas a lot of the people on Twitch, like a lot of the regulars, I'm sure they all know the names, you know, Astro, Elgato, they're all commonplace names, whereas if you're new to Twitch, you're like, you know, it is what it is. And for them just to come right out front and say, hey, here you go, hope you have a great stream.
And literally majority of my sponsors are actually athletic companies, because a lot of companies recognize me as an endurance athlete on dance video games, an extra gamer. So I've never been a huge draw with the gaming community with having a lot of sponsors with them. So in the past, but so literally it's like Subway's always been a major supporter with me, and Noon Hydration, Zenith, compression socks, things like that. And so it was really nice for me to finally see the love and support from the gaming community after 15 years. It was exciting. I've been doing this for 15 years, so it felt good. It felt really good. I was like, yeah. Like,
that is actually a pretty good achievement. You actually brought the gaming world along the side of the athletic world, you know, and kind of like they all came together for this achievement.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, when my team was reading me the comments from Twitch, a lot of people were saying, like, we're rooting for you. We read your bio on your website. It's pretty incredible what you've done. And they're saying that you lost all this weight playing these games and everything. And they were just like, this is really cool what you're doing in the schools and trying to raise the money for the Children's Miracle Network. So everybody got even more excited about it once they started reading my background, because they'd come into Twitch, all like, who's this lady? And then they would Google it and stuff, and they're, oh, okay, this is really cool. So it was nice to see that. And you know, it's always been my dream. I had 3 purposes with this world record. Number 1 purpose was to raise money, of course, for Extra Life, the Children's Miracle Network. I think they're a wonderful organization. I've enjoyed working with them for the last 3 years at a local level. So it was an honor to do a national level with them. And the second was to bring global awareness to using extra gaming in the schools to fight childhood obesity. It's my dream to see every school in America have extra gaming in it for the kids to get fit. And I think it's going to come in the future. I hope to see it. You know, every school should have it. Video games are everywhere. It's our language of today. They're not going anywhere. And then the third is, I've always wanted the athletic world and the gaming world to merge as one, because really, gamers are athletes, whether it's doing something physically moving or not. Whether you're doing a first shooter game, you have to master and practice every day what you're doing to become proficient at it at a competitive level. Or me, I have to train every day to be able to make myself move 138 hours, and I have to know the game and understand it, how your body's going to react to it and how to fuel it up. So for me, it's exciting to open that door and see them merge as one, because that's what I've always wanted them to do.
You really did too, because I wish back when I was in school that there was a such thing as extra gaming. I mean, we grew up playing the same kind of games.
Yeah.
They didn't have a camera that you played the game with. The closest you had was like track and field for Nintendo that had the pads that you ran back and forth on A and B really quick. That was pretty much the extent of it. There wasn't, you know, even DDR wasn't out back then. So for kids to have that opportunity now in school, you know, if getting this program out there, I think that is awesome. I would have loved. I could. Who knows? Maybe I could have been in a lot better shape than I am now. Not to mention the health benefits that come along with this. And today, you know, in the country, and I'm trying to get off on a kick here, but you know, there's a lot of bad influences. You know, got all the fast foods, and kids are just all over that stuff, and they just want to sit around. Whereas here's an option to do extra gaming. You're playing a video game, you're having fun, and you're staying fit doing it.
You know, that's one of the things, you know, being a second grade teacher, I have to introduce them to a wide variety of physical educations, but my extra gaming days are pretty locked in there when I do them. And it's funny that when I teach traditional sports on certain days like basketball or soccer, some of the kids love it, some of them don't. But the minute I whip out that video game and they count it down, when are we going to do extra gaming on those specific days in PE for our classroom? And then they'll be like, the whole class goes crazy. They get excited. Can I be the one to sit up? I let them plug it in. They know how to do it. You know, they do it at home, and I'll put the games out, and one person gets to choose which version we do, and they take ownership of it, and they get the whole class is completely engaged. They're having a good time. Everybody's smiling. They're laughing. They get into it even more because they're trying to impress their friends in the classroom that they can exercise. They can just dance better, so they're putting more energy into it.
Want that high score.
that's why I've been doing it 5 years in my classroom, but now as a whole second grade level, we all do it the last couple of years. And then this year I asked my principal, can I do something at lunchtime? I go, when I look outside at lunch, everybody's just standing there. They're not doing anything. I go, that's really, they need to be physically, no one's playing hopscotch anymore. There's no jump ropes. You know, there's like one or two they're taking all the time by the same two kids. Nobody is doing anything. I go, can I open my classroom doors and do an intramural Just Dance lunchtime program? He goes, I'm surprised you waited this long to ask. And I said, okay, I'm going to take that as a yes. So I did, and I put a cone out there, and I piloted it only with my grade level this year. Well, first and second grade, because that's who has my lunch period. Next year, we'll probably expand it to school-wide. And it was a success. There's 50 kids every day lined up to come in my classroom and just dance for half an hour during lunchtime. And they can't get enough. They wish they could be in there for an hour doing it. But that half an hour comes so quickly because they're having a good time and they don't even realize they're getting physically fit. And then the after school program, I also go in there and I help out as well with them, and we earn the Presidential Fitness Program certificate with that when they complete the challenge by the end of the year. So I do that after school with those guys.
That's crazy epic. And like I said, I wish there would have been something like that when I was in school. Didn't you just do something at E3? Was there something?
Yes, I was just at E3. Wow, that E3 flew by quick too, because the Entertainment Software Association invited me to E3 this year, which was an honor to be invited by them. And they invited me to do an E3 teacher takeover for the ESA Foundation, which gives grants out to teachers who are using video games as a teaching tool. It doesn't necessarily have to be physical education, which I am more of an expert in. They could be things for teaching, for history or for poetry, for a variety of ways, using video games to incorporate into the learning process. And so I got to I got to highlight those games at E3 that I thought could be effective in the classroom and do a takeover for them, and it was really fun to do that. And you know, simply even Rock Band 4 could be used in the classroom for introducing music, to get kids interested in it and teaching them rhythm. And so, you know, lots of things that you wouldn't think that would be effective in the classroom really can be used in the classroom. It's just how you view it. And so that was an honor to do that. And they also sent me, it's not open to the public, but the first day of E3 in the morning, there is the Games for Learning Summit. I've been wanting to go one for the last 4 years, and finally I got invited by the Entertainment Software Association to represent teaching. 75 people were only invited. They had the Department of Education there, the person from the White House for Education, variety of people from Xbox, PlayStation, Ubisoft, different publishers there, Leapfrog, all kinds of organizations, and it brought a few teachers there that are actually using the classroom gamings, and we got to talk about how we can use gaming in a more positive way. How can we get it more into the school systems, and how the publishers and teachers can work together in the educational system. It was really an honor to be a part of that, to get a national dialogue going and be a part of that. So, and then at E3, I got to go to a few more things with the Entertainment Software Associations to meet people and talk about what we need to do in the educational system, how we need to work together to get these things in there. So, and to be an educational expert with video games is pretty an honor after all these years.
How many people can say that, right?
Yeah, I've been using it now in the school system for 5 years. 5 years. And I've been a teacher for 16 years, and 15 years. I'm going on to my 16th year, and I've been extra gaming for 15 years.
Now, when what got you into extra gaming? What was like, you know what, I want to turn around, my physical fitness. I really want to get better fit. Like, what really pushed you to do this, if I can ask?
Okay, I've been a gamer my whole life. Let me just start there. It wasn't just like, say I started extra gaming. I've been gaming since I was 5 years old with Atari and Nintendo. I grew up being a tap dancer. I grew up playing sports like soccer and tennis, and I grew up playing multiple instruments. When I went to college, I gained when I graduated from high school, I was a 120-pound athlete. And within 6 years after graduating from high school, I gained 90 pounds in college, and I became 210 pounds plus size 18-20. Now let's go to extra gaming. I wanted to give a little background of where I'm coming from. In the summer 2000, I reached my peak weight of 210 pounds plus size 18-20. I was living my life in the past. The best years of my life have passed me being an athlete in high school and a tap dancer. I'm never going to top that. That's what I thought in my mind. And I went to the donut shop, and next door donut shop was the arcade, high voltage arcade, which is no longer there. And I saw the game Dance Revolution and the music. Well, it intrigued me, and I looked around in there when I walked in. I didn't think anybody was watching, and I thought, yes, I'm going to go in here and try this game. So I threw the donut away. I didn't finish eating it. Good chocolate donut. And I went in there, and I put the tokens in. I quickly died after 10 steps, and some guy chuckled from the side, "You suck," and laughed at me. And it just hit me. I actually liked the game. I only played 10 steps, and I died, and I was like, that's it. I'm tired of people laughing at me because of my weight. And I liked the game. There was something about it. I had this instant connection, the music. Like I said earlier, I grew up playing music, being a gamer, being a tap dancer, and it seemed like everything that I loved was in that game. And the athletic part of it, I loved being athletic, and I liked the challenge. Oh, he's got your DDR mat. Too cool. And so I enjoyed all those things, and I had that instant connection with that game, and I was like, that's it, I'm done with it. And I was staying with my mom because I just graduated from college until I got a full-time job, permanent, in my own place, moving, because I went to UC Santa Barbara for college. And my mom kept all my trophies from my sports and all my scholarships and awards in the hallway. And she goes, "What's wrong? You look like you're upset." I said, "Some kid just laughed at me because I died in the arcade playing Dance Revolution." And I said, "I'm upset." Right? And I went in the bathroom and looked at myself, and I said, "This is it. I'm going to come back. I'm going to take 3rd place in the local tournament. I'm going to show this kid I can play it." And so I dreamed that I could take 3rd place. I never thought I could. I didn't think it was become reality, and it kept going back day after day after day, practicing. 9 years later, I finally took 3rd place in a local tournament. I was 33 years old. When I started playing, I was 23 years old. So I was 33 years old, won $3, went to Costco, got a hot dog and a soda. That was the greatest day of my life. So it took me 9 years to finally fulfill that dream, but also that became a turning point in my life because I started to believe in myself finally, and it came less about me and a purpose what I wanted to use extra gaming for. And I have to thank Konami for that first initial thing, because I went to the US championships for DDR, the very first ones in Las Vegas in 2009. And when I went there, I saw Konami, and I said, I'm a teacher, and something just in my mind and stuff, and they were saying how like I was talking to people, and everyone, like all the people there, they were much younger than me. I was also the oldest person that went to the US championships at 33 years old for DDR. And I was like 1 out of 3 women, and there was 50 people there. And they were all much younger than me. So this is where this conversation, they said, the one person said, I always would love to have this in my school. I wish I had this at my high school at DDR machine. But I hadn't, and then I thought to myself, I hadn't made that connection quite yet to use it in my classroom, but that conversation stuck there. And the next summer was the recession, when the economy went bad, and they started laying off people and everything. No, it was that summer actually, in 2009. And then I noticed they were cutting all the PE programs, and everything was gone. They took away all the lunchtime intramural programs. There was no money, and so they took everything away. And that's when I decided I was going to do something. And I wrote for grants to get equipment to get it in my classroom. And I got all this equipment donated through DonorsChoose.org. I got metal $800 pads for DDR with bars. I mean, I had an arcade in my classroom. I had PS2. I got every single DDR game donated, because at the time it was DDR. There wasn't the other stuff. Just Dance and Dance Central wasn't really out yet, and I wasn't a part of that world yet either. I was arcade was my scene at the time, and so I got all that stuff donated, and I started running it in my classroom by the fall of 2010. It took the 2009 year to get it all donated, a whole year, writing several grants. In 2010, I was ready to start going full-time with it in my classroom. And then I went again to the US Championships in 2010, and then Konami invited me to start demoing for them. And they flew me, I went down to LA to do their launch party. I met Naoki, and I met a lot of people from Japan that made the game.
Wow.
And then, yeah, they flew me to meet everybody. They flew me out to Austin, Texas to demonstrate for them, for all the politicians, and Rick Perry, Governor Rick Perry. And I was telling them, and that was in the spring of 2011. I said, I'm already training to set a world record on your game. I go, I've been training for 3 months, and in 3 months I'm going to play the game Dance Dance Revolution for 16 hours. I told them. They go, well, where are you going to do it at? I said, I think I'm just going to do it at my school in the cafeteria, open up the doors and make it public. And they said, really? And they go, why didn't you tell us you were going to break it? I go, because I thought you would think I was crazy. And so then the next day, I flew back from Austin, Texas, and I get a phone call from Konami USA, and they said, would you like to set your Dance Dance Revolution world record in West Virginia at the US Obesity Prevention Summit? Because I was doing it, I wanted to bring awareness to using it in the classroom because the kids loved it so much. And I said, that'd be awesome. And so I said, yes. So I sent first world record, they sponsored me and they flew me back. And it was pretty, I did in front of all these politicians and teachers and stuff. It's pretty amazing.
Did you ever think it would come to this point where they were flying you around and having you go to these events and going to E3 and getting all this special access? Like when you first hopped on that DDR machine, did you think that it would just take off like this?
No. 15 years ago, if someone would have told me I'd be doing all this, I would have told them they were crazy. And I still think it's crazy. You know, I keep saying I'm waiting for someone to pinch me every day and wake me up from this crazy dream that I'm living. I mean, I basically lived in a game place for 6 days of gaming. So, I mean, I never thought I'd be doing that. I mean, someone needs to. No, I never thought that any of this would be doing any of this. I just prayed that I could take third place in the local DDR tournament. And in 2011, I became the first woman to hold that world record, to hold the world record for any dance video game on a marathon world record. And 35 years old, which is blowing my mind away. And it just blows my mind away every day that every time I do something with one of these video games, I'm kind of setting the standard. And I'm not in the gaming world, I'm not a young person. I'm a young person, but in competitive gaming, I'm not a young person. You know, competitive gaming is mainly, I consider, teens to early 20s, and I'm going to turn 39 in 5 days. So for me, it's just mind-blowing, but I'm having the time of my life. And this last year, after I set 76 hours, athletic companies started flying me out to different places to run races for them. So I've been flying around with Guinness World Records, flew me to New York this last year. Ubisoft flew me to Paris for the Just Dance World Cup. I qualified last year for the first one. And Entertainment Software Association took care of me at E3, and then Noon Hydration flew me to Seattle and Oregon to run 200-mile races for them. So it's, and then you know, and so it's been a pretty incredible year. This last year's been really nonstop. And then I came out and I'm in a video game documentary movie, and I got to be the MC at the world premiere a couple weeks ago down in Beverly Hills. It's called Nintendo Quest, or the NES Club, and it's about the history of Nintendo as they tell the history of Nintendo as a gentleman is trying to collect all the Nintendo games. And they wanted me. They had people like Billy Mitchell and there, Walter Day, these legendary gamers, and then all of a sudden they called me up and they said, we want you to be a part of it too because we consider you a legendary gamer. And I said, what? I said, are you sure? And I almost told them no. I said, I don't think I fit the movie. I don't think I fit the documentary because I don't consider myself a legendary gamer. And they go, are you insane? I said, go ahead. I go, okay, I'll go ahead and give you an interview for it. So it was really fun to be a part of that one too. Because I felt like, I don't know if I'm what you're looking for. That's what I told them.
Now, I know you don't feel like it, but I definitely feel like you're definitely a legend to the gaming. I mean, you hold how many world records for gaming?
Now I hold 10 marathon world records because I set 3 yesterday. I set 3 different world records completing 138 hours. The overall, which is incredible. It's still sinking in. So I haven't even posted anything on my Facebook page. Everyone's sending me things like, are you still alive? And I was like, I just want to say the right thing because I wanted to sink in for a day. I just wanted to sink in for a day before I make a personal post. And so I'm like, I said the overall longest video game marathon of all time with all the video games set in it, which is incredible, incredible. And then I set the longest marathon on a motion sensing dance game and the longest marathon on a dance rhythm game, and now they'll all be held at 138 hours. And now I hold 10 marathon world records and 101 high score world records that I set in 12 hours. And I have another 109 high score world records that are being verified by Guinness World Records right now. So I'll have, once that's done, it'll be 210.
Wow, yeah, you set the bar kind of high there. So I don't see anybody breaking those records anytime soon.
Well, you know, for me, I love what I do, and I guess this is why I don't consider myself a legendary or whatever gamer, because no matter if I was setting Guinness World Records or not, I would be doing stream hours like this anyways, just because I love what I do. And I would still be doing it in the schools. I come from the arcade, Dance Dance Revolution. We used to bring trays, TV trays. You bring your duffel bag, people buy pizzas at KFC, you know. We would sit there all day long being junkies from the minute it opened till the end. You get off work, you're there till 3 in the morning till it shuts down. We close it down. I did it anyways. That's just what I love to do. So for me, I'm just having fun doing what I love every day, and I can't imagine waking up and not extra game. I can't imagine this not a part of my life. This is who I am. I'm quite honest with people. I tell them I'm a nerd, I'm a geek, and this is who I am, you know. But this is a part of what I do. The minute that it turns into a job that I feel that I have to do it, then I probably won't do it. It won't be fun. For me, I'm just doing what I love every day. So that's why I don't see myself as, you know, because I'd be doing it anyways, whether I had a title in front of my name or not.
Still be at the arcade tearing it up on DDR.
Or going down to my gaming store, autos, video games, and more on the weekend, playing Just Dance for crazy hours.
There you go. And I can't even see like even other professional athletes just stepping up to the plate and just doing this. You've been training for so long and just been preparing yourself mentally and physically. I don't even think a professional athlete could just roll in and be like, I got this. I think they would falter and not come close to the goal myself. So even saying like that you're a nerd and stuff like that, you're doing stuff that, well, what I would consider jocks, you know, couldn't complete themselves.
Oh, well, thank you very much.
and thank you for being an OG, an original gamer, you know, like I consider, you know, back in the day, and still showing that we're not just, you know, oh, just give us a wheelchair and we're just going to fade away. Like, no, kids, get on our level.
Oh, you know, and I know this is jumping back, but you asked me another thing that was motivating me. Every time we got it, my team put the computer so I could see the live stream in front of me, even though I couldn't read the chats, because I wanted to see the donations. And every time we got a donation, it made the sound, and we would all shout donation, then all of us would start clapping. And then every time we made it to another hour, we all would start to clap together. I don't know if you saw the thing, we start clapping. We go, hour 134, we all start clapping. And then we do a live at a Periscope every hour too, to show, we wanted to share what was going on there. So, I mean, that was another motivational thing that we had going on as well that really kept it going. And once those donations started going up, we knew this was real. Everybody was like, it was like I said, it was very exciting.
We got a few comments here. We got a country fan put, "This is awesome, Carrie. Thank you so much again for inviting me to be part of history and continue to witness your amazing heart and passion in fighting for what you believe in and for all the kids. You truly inspire everyone around you, and we are so grateful to have met you and become so close that we can celebrate your amazing accomplishments with you."
Oh, thank you very much.
That was Country Fam.
Oh, okay.
We also got, let's see here, Carrie, you were awesome. 7,000, it's awesome. And then happy early birthday.
Yep, my birthday's in 5 days. I turned 39 years old. Yay!
21. She turns 21.
I have a heart and soul of a 20-year-old, but I'm turning 39.
There you go.
I love aging. I tell people all the time the best years of my life have been in my 30s, and I've done everything I've ever wanted to do, especially with extra gaming, which is my passion every day. And I think that when you have a passion, you feel strongly with it, you should use your passion to do good with it. And that's, my parents always told me that. They taught me as a kid young, they said that you should try to leave the world a better place than it was when you entered it. And so that's what my parents have always told me that as a kid. And I hope that I do that, and that with the schools and helping charity out. So that's why I believe that if you're going to set a world record, what's the point of bringing all the media attention to you if you can't use it to do something good in your community? So that's why I always try to do something with it.
I wish there was more people out there like you, and there is a lot of people out there like you. But I wish there was more enrolled. And as far as I was concerned, if you were just to stop right now and not do nothing more, which we know isn't going to happen, but even if you just stopped right now, you've accomplished so much. Look at the kids that you've reached. Look at everybody, even just popping into the stream. I'm sure some of these guys feel motivated. Like, you know what, I could probably get off the couch a little bit more and put in a mile and start it off and start working their way up to it. I've got family members on my side that, you know, were in the same case. They started putting on weight. They weren't happy. You know, whatever the situation was, they decided, hey, I need to turn this around. And I mean, now I got family members that are doing marathons, and it blows my mind, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I believe the impossible is possible if you have the courage to go for it. And so anything is possible if you give it a try. You just have to keep pushing. As I tell the kids all the time, I say, don't tell me you can't do this. I go, because they go, we know your story. So I go, exactly. It is possible. You just have to put in the time. I love talking about them. They always start laughing, but they're funny. but yeah, it's very enjoyable. Like I said, that's the one value I hold to me. My parents always have told me, try to leave the world a better place than it was when you entered it, and that's my #1 rule that I live in my life.
That's an awesome rule. We got some more comments here. Ty Mike 5 put in, what's been your favorite Just Dance so far?
My favorite game is Just Dance 4, and there's just something, the track list was incredible, the choreography was really cool, and I liked all the coaches they had in it. That is my all-time favorite Just Dance game. But I got the opportunity to go to E3, and I got to check out Just Dance 2016. If that track list sticks to like what they have introduced so far, that might actually be the best game to come out so far. That one that one so far, I've got my eye on it. I can't wait till it comes out. What they have introduced, the choreography is really good on Just Dance 2016. The music so far looks great. So now I'm curious what all of it will be. And when you were saying on world records, yes, I do plan on setting 3 more world records this coming school year. My year goes by my school year, so it doesn't necessarily mean 2016. It's all 2015 to the summer of 2016 is my next year, because I go by school year base. And I do hope to set 3 more. 1 in running. I want to do a running world record, and 2 in extra gaming.
Oh wow! I don't know if you're going to release an info. Do you want to go into more detail on that, or is those for for future to come?
Yeah, there will be no detail on it right now.
Will it be something that you would release on Twitter eventually when you do release it?
when everything's locked in and it's a go for, then I would release it. But right now it's all in the works, and 2 of them will pretty much are almost locked down.
That's awesome. Already, she just completed 3 world records, and she's going for more.
Yeah.
Let's see here. See here. No one ever hold a candle to Carrie and what she has done, and I know will continue to do. We are so blessed as a family to be able to call her a friend and be part of her awesomeness.
Yep, and that's Kim Abreu. She is awesome. She's our parent club president at Sandrini Elementary School, and Marissa says hello to Kim. Marissa's here right now. Hi Kim. Marissa's here, and she's wonderful. She also, I mean, when I talk about, I mean, I never anticipate anybody help me, but I've got like a team, all my stewards and parents. They came down there, and they, without even asking for anything, I mean, I can't pay anybody. They would camp out, and they were just like, what do you need me to do? Do you want me to do some of the Twitch feed? Do you want me to, redo this stuff? Do you want me to run and get you some food? Do you want me to go, without asking, what can I do to help you so that you can get to the end result? And they would do that for the team. And that's what I'm talking about, having that support and love. You got such a strong team like that, you can achieve anything.
This is reading through somebody's message here, and it's just awesome. People just bring their whole families down there. I saw a bunch of kids in there dancing. I was going to say, you got another question here. Which song was your least favorite to dance to?
Oh, that's easy. Christmas tree. I gotta still my Christmas tree, Christmas tree.
Now, didn't it start out as Tetris being the one that you disliked the most?
Oh, and that's my second. I mean, it's almost a tie here, like with some Tetris as well. I just That song, I don't know, this is the choreography or something about it. Just, I can understand why they put it in there. It'd be fun to have 4 people, but for me, I don't. And you know what? Every time those songs, was funny things, like my friends that were reading to me, every time Christmas Tree came on and Tetris and a few other ones that I disliked, the people in the Twitch community were also commenting on those too. It was like they overall didn't like them as well. It's like they're reading my mind.
Now that's a question. Now for like the nonstop, do you get to pick the songs for that, or is that like a preset playlist? And is there a lot of songs that's excluded from it?
No, when you do the nonstop shuffle mode, first what it just stands for, I bought all the DLC content for it, it wouldn't allow the DLC content to be part of that shuffle mode. And then they didn't bring it back in 2014. 2015, they allowed the DLC content to be part of the shuffle mode, thank goodness. So I got to bring some of that in there, and then the regular, the main choreography. You know, sometimes they make 2 or 3 versions for each song. Just the main one and the alternate versions got to be in the shuffle mode, but not the mashups. So our community remixes. So you don't. So that's what they allowed in this version of 2015. And with that, it gave me a total of 4 hours rotation before the music would rotate again. But I'll tell you what, I don't think it was so nonstop shuffle, because there was times when in those 4-hour rotations, maybe we heard Frozen 8 or 10 times, both versions. I really like Frozen, but now I don't know if I like Frozen so much. And I probably have Frozen a lot. Let it go. Please, let it go.
Oh, somebody just donated here. Aladdin Glasgow donated $100.
Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And the donations, like I said, every time we got a donation, we would shout it out. It made me excited, because this is the whole point. I wanted to raise money for the Children's Miracle Network. So once people started donating, it made it very real for me that people were paying attention to what I was doing to help get money for the kids. But the one for 2,000, I think we got 2,500 from the. That was huge. At first, I didn't know who it was, because I can't check when I was playing,
Right,
you know. And then we got 1,400, and then another big one. And I was like, whoa. This was, I mean, it was real. It was crazy, and it was real. It was neat to see it making a difference. So.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Is like you were kind of stepping back again. When a certain songs would come on, you would see just nothing but like people rewriting stuff. Oh, hold on, give me just a moment here. Yeah, my phone's ringing.
Oops. Yeah, you could see. They were laughing too. Oh, he's singing about. Yeah, so we've got on here some of the people from the Bakersfield. In our chat room, I can see Space Ghost, which is the president of the Bakersfield Extra Life. We have Country Bam, which is the president of the parent club here in Bakersfield, at my school where I teach at Sandrini. And we got a lot of people on here. Oh, we have someone just put down that they love Let It Go, Get Low, and Hero. They thought they were awesome. That's funny, because Get Low on Just Dance 2015 is actually my favorite song. I just think it's a great song, and the kids like to partner up too. So does anyone else have any other questions or anything? Like maybe what I do for recovery after an event like this? Oh, we have the president of the Washington, D.C. Extra Guild Life on here too, Mr. Glasgow. Glad to meet you, and hello. And we have our Space Ghost wanted the fans singing Let It Go on Twitch feed. That's it. And I have to say,
Slaughtering cats.
Oh, someone asked how long did I sleep? Tide Mike 5, you asked me a question, how long did you sleep? Are you asking me how long I slept during the attempt, or because there were some questions that asked me how long I slept after the attempt. So do you want to know how long I slept during the attempt or afterwards? I'll just answer them both. During this 138 hours, because I have to earn my break time, I have to earn, and that break time has to be divided with taking care of the SD cards, our malfunctions with Xboxes, a variety of things that we needed to take care of, and I can use it for sleeping or restroom breaks. I took a total of 13 hours to sleep. That's all I slept in this world record, which was crazy. 13 hours I slept out of 138 hours. Now, we just got home at 5:30 in the morning because we had to clean up afterwards after we were done. And now we're in the evening time. I only slept since 5:30 this morning, 8 hours. That's all I slept. So, but it will hit me tonight probably. I'll have to sleep a little more. Oh, he wants to know. Yeah, afterwards I've only slept for 8 hours. I'm trying to catch up on my social media feed. I think my Facebook blew up, and I'm trying to read what everybody wrote and stuff because I want to comment back and everything. But unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be possible to catch up. It's going to take me at least a week. And then let's see what else we have. Oh, yes, and I haven't got my massage yet. I took a shower today. Remember, I was in a gaming store for 6 days, so today was the first time I could take a shower. So it felt nice to just take a shower today, relax, sit down. Even though I have this feeling like I have to get up and just dance again. I haven't been telling you that. I sit here and I lay down. I woke up and I was like, I gotta get up and start just dancing again. I realized that I can now just relax, and I'm just reading the social media feed and having a good time. So that's my day today, and tomorrow I'll get a massage. Let's see, any other questions? Where's our MC at? Where's Byron?
I'm still here. I'm here. I had to take care of a couple things there. You got that muscle memory, right, from doing all that dancing.
I know. Well, like I keep having this urge, like I have to get up and start dancing again.
And I don't want to keep you too long. And I myself need to make myself get into bed as well.
Oh, someone put down muscle memory. You bet. That's why it takes me a year to train for these world records, because you know, you just, when you're tired, you just have the muscle memory, so just your body just is going to keep moving to it when you're tired and stuff. So that's a key right there. Oh, someone said they like the dancing bacon. Yeah, he was pretty awesome too.
Was there ever a point where you could hear a song come on and you wouldn't have to look at the TV, you just already knew all the dance moves?
A majority of them are like that. I pretty much just glance over to make sure I'm doing it, but I pretty much have them all memorized. Yeah, it's pretty. I don't know if that's a good thing or if that's a bad thing, but that's pretty much, I got them all memorized and stuff. So it's crazy.
Go ahead and keep getting your questions in, guys. If you guys want to send in some donations, I'm gonna start getting this giveaway stuff going. We'll start with the shirts, and we'll work our way up to the headsets and stuff too. So.
Yeah. Oh, and then we got a shout out to you, Byron. Someone said thank you for staying on the live stream and making sure that it goes.
Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, I know. Me and Kim had a lot of conversation back and forth when there was some issues. I'm pretty sure she was the one that was manning your phone during that as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. So, did we make the record then for the Just Dance swag bundle thing, the suite of games and stuff like that?
Oh, what was your question again?
Did we make the goal for?
No, we never. I don't know, because I don't know if you made the goal for that one yet. I think it was 7,000 for that one.
I think that's what it was too, but I don't recall offhand. I guess I'll hold off on that one before we have a for sure on that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't want to go and be like, hey, we're giving it away, and then they're like, you didn't make the goal.
Well, I think we should just go ahead and give it away, or you want to hold out?
Well, I just want to make sure that they're actually. I mean, if that was the cap, if they just said, "Hey, we just got to get past 7,000," and we met that goal, and you know they just gotta, however it works out, we'll get them the information, and then they'll send it to the person. Or they. No.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, we're gonna go ahead and. Oh wait. Oh, we're at. Oh, you know what? Or was our goal 7,500?
I don't know, because I know they set the goal on Extra Life for 7,500, but I don't know. I don't recall what. Let me go through my text here, because I think that was me and Kim was talking at that point. Bear with me, guys.
I think, well, we appreciate everybody tuning in. And are we going to do the raffles right now?
Yes.
Okay, and right here, you can physically see we are really raffling off things. This is the Elgato one. Byron's going to start pulling in names because we have a random generator on his side. I am not a part of it. I can't choose my friends or anything. I am not a part of the raffle, so we know that I am not cheating. It's randomly generated through the computer, picked out, and you had to donate to be a part of it. And so we got some really great gifts from everybody. This is so nice, this Elgato one. So, and then we've got the Astro Gaming. We have the Just Dance prize package with all the different games in it. And we're looking to make sure that we've reached our goal for that before we raffle it. And
we did.
We did?
Yep, the goal for that was 7,000.
Okay, it was 7,000.
So we blew that out a few hundred back.
And we're good.
I know the stream only shows $7,102, but if you go, there's the hidden donations and anything that people didn't want to say how much they had donated. That stuff gets calculated in as well. So if you go and check out Carrie's Extra Life page, it actually shows under the total amount, which I think somebody posted was $7,305.
Which is incredible. Thank you so much. I didn't even know if I would raise that kind of money. I was praying because I wanted to for the children, and then when I saw those donations coming in, I was like, this is perfect. We're doing something great.
What's my PayPal? My PayPal is not important. If you have a donation, send it to Extra Life, not to me.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so are you going to start with the first prize?
Yep. So the first one is going to be, I think that was the Just Dance t-shirt.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to throw in a pair of sunglasses in there too. Just Dance sunglasses.
So let me grab all these names here. Now, the only names I have right now is everybody who put their Twitch name, because for everyone else, I'm not sure how we'd be able to contact them. And I don't know if it'd be against Extra Life's policy to give us their emails.
We probably will have to go through Extra Life. They will, because they probably can, or they can contact them.
Let's see here.
Oh, thank you, Nick. Davey 126. He said it was fun watching you just dance, and he's happy for me. Thank you for your comment.
All right, drop this in here, and the first winner is Beer Gnome.
Yes.
What was it?
Beer Gnome.
Oh.
He rated the stream a few times. He brought over his viewers from his stream.
Cool.
And he donated.
And he donated. So let me get a little text up here on the screen if it doesn't dump on me here. Me and XSplit have a love-hate relationship going.
Oh, there we go.
Work with me. Come on, XSplit. So we got Beer Gnome.
Do send me a list later on to make sure we get one. Oh, perfect. Thank you. And my steward is still here. See, they're never off duty. I'm actually spending the night at her house. Marissa, you want to wave in really quick? She's one that kept everybody going. And she's right now writing down the names too, taking notes for me. So we're still working. There we go. We're not done with the world record attempt, actually.
It's never over.
It's never over. No. Start working on next summer's.
There we go. That was the Just Dance shirt. The next one will be for the Carrie Swidecki event t-shirt.
Yes.
All right. So let's the winner for that is GOS Jim. Ghost Jim. He was one of the guys. They were having a donation war between him and Crazy Monkey, and they both got up to like $600. They were just going back and forth, just challenging each other, which is awesome. It was all for charity, but so congrats.
I remember that. That was funny. Well, it was fun to watch because I kept watching these things go ding, ding, ding. They kept dinging for every donation for me to see in front of me.
I think he was in here. I saw him in the chat there earlier. So I'm trying to keep all these here on the channel.
Everyone remembers the donation war.
All right. And the next one will be for the Just Dance 2015 Xbox game.
Okay.
Is that right? Okay.
Yeah. And if they don't want that one, I'm sure I can contact Ubisoft and get it if they have like a PS4 or something. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm sure we might be able to make a switch, and it won't be a problem. So.
And that is Joburg 33.
Who's it? Eric Stefano. Oh, okay, cool. We know who that is. That's our friend Eric's stepmom. So one of our one of our stewards' moms donated money. Yeah, $200. How much was that?
Just
Okay.
All right. The next one will be the Elgato game capture.
Yeah, right here. We got.
How's it going, Mitch? Mitch is one of my online buddies here as well. Now I would screenshot this and show you, but for some reason every time I screenshot with XSplit, it crashes out. But my name popped for that one. I'm not even making that up. Here, I think I might have a way to show.
Text message.
My phone's derping. I'm going to pass on it, though. I'm going to let somebody else get that one, as much as I would love to have it. So I will pull a different name here. It looks like SN3S2.
Oh, you know who that is? That's Alex.
Oh, yeah, that's Alex from, he's here, he's part of Extra Life and CSUB Campus Gamers.
Hi, Kim. All right.
We'll use ours.
Thanks, Alex. Yeah, have all of them.
Ooh, another one that Marissa wants.
What I want?
The Astro A40s.
Mine.
Hi Nick, I'm trying to qualify for the Just Dance World Cup. They made it really hard this year. Someone has a question, asked if I'll be at the Just Dance World Cup in Paris this year. I want to, but they made it really hard this year. They're limiting it to one person per country or for a regional area, how they did it. And so I'm hoping to get in, but we'll see. All I can do is try my best. Tomorrow's the first day of the qualifications. I'm going to participate in the first day of the qualifications, but I just came off of doing 138 hours. My feet are still a little sore, so I most likely will not get the best scores tomorrow that Nick will actually qualify, but least I can get a feel of how everybody else is playing.
Yeah, the fact that Carrie's still awake right now, that's crazy.
Yeah, I only literally get 4 hours of sleep every night. My body's used to functioning up a little.
Looks like, so the Astro A40s is going to Hit Girl 7.
Ooh.
Marissa's like, pull my name, pull my name. Now, if these people don't reply back to me, because these are their Twitch names, if they don't reply back to me with their information and stuff, I guess these can be up for up for dibs again. There we go.
I remember some of these names because, like I said, my team was reading me all the comments from Twitch, and it would say the person's screen name and then their comments. So I remember all these names during the event.
Let me see something here. All right. And then this next giveaway will be for the Just Dance complete suite, all the games, the swag bundle, all that fun stuff that they so graciously donated because of the extended donation goal.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany Phillips, 2013.
Oh, Burberry did a raid on us too.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Is she a streamer?
Yeah.
She's a streamer, and she brought her groups and kept telling them to come over to our stream.
Yeah, they did a raid the last couple hours that you were.
Cool.
There we go.
There we go.
All right. I think, was that everything? Was there anything else?
No, the highest donation.
The highest donation was, well, it was Scott Crowthorne. I always say his name wrong, but he didn't leave any kind of Twitch information. I even tried shooting him a message offline to see if he would respond back to it, and I haven't. I don't think he wants anything, to be honest with you. But the next person in line from that was Milithril. I think that's. And he had the donation of 1,337.
Okay.
Let me check and verify before I get ahead of myself here. I don't want somebody barking at me.
Brittany Phillips is wondering what she won. We wanted to let you know you won the prize package from Ubisoft of a whole bunch of different Just Dance swag. I can't say what's in it, but usually it'll probably be a shirt and some games and stuff, so a variety of things. So you got their little Just Dance swag package.
What was it here? They said that they were going to, from what I had on the message here was, as I find it here, a Just Dance prize pack suite of Just Dance games and swag.
There you go.
Not sure what that entails, but Scott Crowthorne, I always mess his name up. People keep asking me. He was the one with the $2,500 donation. Let's see here. I gotta go through all these donations here to find it. I always say his name right. He's the game developer for Five Nights at Freddy's. was it at?
Brittany, we have some people are wondering how did people win? You won by making a donation, and we put your people who made any kind of donation, didn't matter what kind of amount you made. Your names were put into a raffle, and were electronically it's generating for us.
Yep, I've got all the names in a text document, and there's a page called random.org, and they have an option here to do list and more, and you actually take all the names, put them into this list, and you just hit the randomize button, and it'll randomize them completely. I can't touch them, I can't do nothing, and it'll list them from 1 to however many people are entered into it, and then I'm just going off the person that's in the #1 spot.
Yep. She was curious how she won.
Let's see here. Yeah, Scott had the highest one, but I haven't had a response back to him. As soon as he sent that donation, I immediately sent him a message asking him if he was interested in the giveaway. I hadn't received nothing. I shot out messages on all of his social media. He's not a big social media guy, so I still haven't received anything from them. So I just went down to the next level, which was... and the other one I saw too was a streamer as well. And I can't say his name. Let me post it in here. Maybe you guys could say it better than I can. My English is horrible.
Can you not English today, Byron?
I can't English any day. Come on, work with me, XSplit.
Space Ghost, do you know how to contact? Yeah, do you know how to contact Scott?
Save a shirt for Scott.
Yeah, Ed might know how to contact. Can you?
Rain, do you know Miley? Is that what you guys call him? Miley Theo?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Carrie's a few hours behind me. It's 2 o'clock here on the East Coast, so it's 11 o'clock over there.
It's 11:18. Someone just said I should be sleeping. I probably should be sleeping.
Byron's going all slow.
I'm sleep. I'm late tired. So congrats to all the winners. We will try and get in contact with them if they say they don't want it, and just to put it back out there. I'll get in contact with Carrie, and then she can just put it on her Twitter, so make sure you guys go and follow her on Twitter. Not to mention you can get up to date on all of her upcoming goals that she's going to be doing whenever she decides to announce those.
Oh yeah, there'll be some time between my next school year and the summer. We have an update on the person who won the grand prize. Space Ghost knows who that is in the chat.
That's what they're saying. They're saying that they know him, so you guys can help get the word across to him. I'm going to send him a message as well, asking him, for his information. This way we can get that sent off to Astro, and then Astro can get that stuff taken care of, sent out. And then Carrie's got everybody else's information. I'll shoot messages out to those names. If they respond back with a with an address and information, I'll make sure Carrie gets those and get those sent out as well.
Yeah, and like I said, thank you everybody for being a part of this world record. Just brought a whole new level of excitement to be able to partner up with Extra Life and to live stream and let people be a part of this world of what I do. I've been asked to live stream my last 3 world records, and I've kind of been scared, which has always scared me. But it was probably one of the best things I've ever done, because it was neat to share what I do, this excitement of it. And you can see we always have things happening in the background with gorillas and everything dancing. And so you can see all the craziness that goes on with it live at our events. And And also with the amount of money that we raised, $7,300 for the Children's Miracle Network. I mean, I'm going to go to sleep tonight good. I'm going to sleep maybe 8 hours, hopefully, and know that maybe, because like I said, I don't sleep that much, but I'll sleep a little bit, and now I know that, you know, it was all worth it for the children. So thank you.
Thank you from me as well, guys. This was a great experience. I'm glad I got to work with Christy and Christy. I am so sleepy, with Carrie and Marissa and Alex and everybody, and everybody that's in the stream and Twitch. You guys know how it was, you know, trying to keep the trolls out, which wasn't too hard. Actually, for the most part, a lot of people were positive. Just a lot of people came in just with a lot of disbelief, like, what, 140 hours? That's not possible. And then the other people there was like, oh, that's easy, I can do that. But for the most part, the community was all positive. And I remember too, because when I first talked to Carrie, I talked to her back with Twin Galaxies when she was on there talking about her previous world record. And I remember asking that question too, like, why don't you do this on Twitch? And she was really caught up with a bunch of stuff on there, and I'm like, all right, well, I guess I won't watch it. But I'm glad I got to experience it this time. It was a blast. I had a blast, and you know, I got to meet and talk to a lot of people, and I got to see this go through. And thank you, Carrie.
No, and Byron, I do have to say this. I didn't know how. My team and I have never live streamed before, so we didn't know what we were doing, and you reached out to me and he said, let me help you with this live stream and putting together a great quality live stream and stuff. So you helped us put together what we needed to make it at the level that it was for this, and you offered to make a frame, elements that perhaps we didn't think about in our, you know, we didn't think about it because we didn't know, you know, about it. It's not our world. And so you brought a whole new level element to it, and the fact that you were working on it when you're at work, you're trying to help out and with this live stream to keep it going, everything you could was incredible. That it's why it was such a success. I feel it was a success because we had people like you helping out on it, appreciate it, and if I do another one, I'd love you to be a part of it. So
that'd be awesome.
So
as long as Marissa donates her computers.
Oh yes, and that's Marissa. Pop her head in. Pop her head in. There we go. Oh, I don't know if it's gonna reach.
I did. It's right there.
Okay. And this is Marissa. She was my lead steward. She helped with organization, with the live stream. Really took a lot on her shoulders. And I asked her. I said, I hope that would be okay with you, because I go, this world record's too big for me, that I need to train. I can't handle managing all of it this time as I typically do. And
Asked.
And so she said she'd do it, and it's been great because she helped out with the schedule. 150 people, and we did have people cancel the weeks coming up to it, and she would fill in and help me with getting the live stream going. Donated her computer, because my computer's so old school. Yes, you would think I'd have a good computer, but I have an old school laptop that I can't even live stream off it. So she donated her computer, and then then we had to upgrade in the middle of it to a desk monitor because the lag that we were experiencing the first couple of days, to prevent that, and just things that I wouldn't have thought of or been able to have time to work on, because I was being, I had to give all these pre-interviews last week before the world record. I just didn't have time. She took all that on her shoulders, so I really appreciate that. And she has 2 kids too, so that's a lot of work. So, and her husband also, so almost like these poor guys, they're camping out at the gaming store for 12, 14 hours, come home, be mom and dad for 8 hours, and then in between her husband's going to work, and then on his days off going back and camping out. So I mean, they really live to breathe it.
I was just letting you have your moment. I'll let Carrie say the goodbyes and everything else, guys, and then we're gonna kill the stream here. But like, once again, thanks for everybody coming and hanging out, and everything's going. Oh no, I think Skype died. Still there, Carrie? Once again, we have outlasted the machines. Give me just a sec, guys. Internet connection problems. Is it my end? I hope it's not my end. No, everything's good on my end. I think we lost Carrie there. Yep. I think he's trying to auto connect here. Night, guys. Like I said, thank you to everybody else. I'll try and get Carrie in here. There, Carrie? We still got you? The call's trying to reconnect. But yeah, thanks to everybody else. Thank you for all the support. You guys all motivated Carrie to help push her to make this goal. You know, like she said, this is a community, this is a family, and I'm glad I got to be here to help out. And we had that smile though. Oh, it's gone. The call dropped. Wow. Everything's breaking. Even the computer's telling me time to go to bed. Try and see if it'll connect here. It's like the story of the stream. It had its ups and downs. There was times where it locked out, and then those times where it was down, we couldn't just bring the stream back up. There was stuff that we had to do, so we didn't want to risk. Messing up stuff on Carrie's end where she couldn't see the screen. It looks like Skype's not playing along. But I'm pretty sure Carrie and them can still see the chat. I was reading through the comments there, Country Fam, and that's awesome. Guys, look, I'm just the guy in the background. She's the one that did all the work. She's the one that pushed for the goal. I just tried to make sure you guys had a pretty picture to see. And there was a lot of help too, because I'm on the East Coast, they're on the West Coast, so there was a lot of people on the other side that had this stuff going. XSplit's good. It's not XSplit. XSplit's actually for once working, surprisingly. Let me try and fix this here. Boop. There we go. Put that back on there. So guys, go follow Carrie. Go check out her Twitter. She's got a Facebook page. Go follow her. Give her support. Follow her, because I mean, she's going places. You know, she's got goals. You guys will get this stuff done. And I'm out. For those of you that won, congratulations. We will shoot you a message, or if you are in here, shoot me a message with your information, name, address, that kind of information, just in case. This way we can make sure everything gets sent to you guys and everyone's good to go. Me and OBS don't get along. Not getting into that right now. Anyways, XSplit is working great. But it was Skype that died this time, unfortunately. But like I said, guys, here, let me make sure you guys get all this stuff here. If you're not following her on Twitter, go follow her on Twitter. I'm pretty sure there's a link on there too for her Facebook page. And if you guys decide that you still want to donate, or if you didn't have the time or money to donate to Extra Life, the link is still down below. That'll donate through Carrie's link. And then follow this Twitch as well, because they have other streams that they do. There's other donations, streams, and other fun stuff that they do. I saw some of the stuff they were putting on information on how to do a quality stream. Yeah, and get rest, guys. We're not starting that argument in here, Mitch. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for coming here and hanging out. You guys take care, and I'll see you around.